Hi, welcome to RAS Prep in English. In this video, we will read the mains syllabus word by word. Rajasthan Public Service Commission, Rajasthan State and Subordinate Services Combined Competitive Mains Examination Scheme and Syllabus of the Examination dated 9 January 2026. The number of candidates to be admitted to the main examination will be 15 times the total approximate number of vacancies to be filled in the year through the examination, but in the said range, all those candidates who secure the same marks as may be fixed by the Commission for any lower range will be admitted to the main examination. The written examination will consist of the following 4 papers, which will be descriptive and analytical. A candidate must take all the papers listed below, which will also consist of question paper of brief, medium, long answer and descriptive type questions. The standard of General Hindi and General English will be that of senior secondary level. The time allowed for each paper shall be 3 hours. Paper 1, General Studies 1, 200 marks and 3 hours. Paper 2, General Studies 2, 200 marks and 3 hours. Paper 3, General Studies 3, 200 marks and 3 hours. And Paper 4, General Hindi and General English, 200 marks, 3 hours. Let's come to Paper 1, General Knowledge and General Studies. इसमें है Unit 1 is History. Part A, History, Art, Culture, Literature, Tradition and Heritage of Rajasthan. So prehistoric culture and various ancient historic sites and their importance. Political and cultural achievements of various rulers of Rajasthan up to 18th century. Revenue and administrative system and changing patterns. 19th and 20th century, revolt of 1857, peasant and tribal movements, political awakening, mass movements and integration of Rajasthan. Art and culture, performing and fine arts, handicraft, architecture and monuments. Folk music and folk dances, folk stories and folklores. Fairs and festivals, tribes and their traditions. Heritage, major sites of heritage and tourism in Rajasthan. Rajasthani language and important literary work. Religious beliefs, saints and folk deities. Part B, Indian history and culture. Indian heritage, fine art, performing art, architecture and literature from Indus civilization to British era. Religious movements and philosophy in ancient and medieval India. British policies and their impact, political, economic and administrative unification of the country. Indian national movement, its various stages and streams, important contributors, socio-religious reform movements in 19th and 20th century, and intellectual awakening. Post-independent India, accession of princely states and linguistic reorganization of the states, development of science and technology, women empowerment and women reform movement. Part C, history of modern world up to 1991 AD. Renaissance and Reformation, American War of Independence, French Revolution, Industrial Revolution, Russian Revolution, Nazism in Germany and Fascism in Italy, impact of world wars, world during Cold War. Unit number 2 is Economics, Part A, Indian Economy, Growth and Development, Concept and Measurement, Income Approach, HDI and other related indices, Climate Change and Environmental Degradation, Agriculture, Productivity and Progress, Land Reforms, Agriculture, Finance, Agricultural Marketing, Food Security, Food Processing, Major Policy Initiatives, Industry, Policy and Reforms, Globalization, Liberalization and Privatization, Industrial Finance, Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, Importance and Policy Initiatives. Service sector and infrastructure, energy, transportation and communication, international trade and balance of payments, foreign aid and investment, public finance, union budget, sources of revenue and expenditure, budget deficit and public deficit, fiscal policy and reforms in India, center-state financial relations and finance commission, Reserve Bank of India and monetary management, banking and financial reforms, social sector, health and education, poverty and unemployment, schemes for augmenting employability of labor in India, welfare schemes for weaker and marginalized sections of the society. Part B, World Economy, global economic issues like the role of WTO, World Bank and IMF. Part C, Economy of Rajasthan. Economic growth indicators of Rajasthan: state domestic product, per capita income, and inclusive growth. Viksit Rajasthan 204, green growth and environmental sustainability. Position of Rajasthan in the achievements of sustainable goals. State budget, fiscal management and budget deficits. Agricultural growth, production and productivity. Water resources and irrigation, animal husbandry and allied activities. Agricultural marketing, government schemes for farmers' welfare, rural development and rural infrastructure, Panchayati Raj institutions, and State Finance Commission. Institutional framework of industrial development, investment promotion policy, importance of micro, small, and medium enterprises, and policy initiatives for their development, petroleum and oil resources in the state. Infrastructure development, power and transportation, public private partnership projects, externally aided state projects, human resource development, health and education, unemployment and poverty, employment generation and poverty eradication schemes, good governance and digital transformation, ensuring efficient public services, major welfare schemes of the state government for SC, ST, backward classes, minorities, disabled persons, destitute, women, children, and old age people. Then comes Unit 3, Sociology, Management, Accounting and Auditing. Part A, Sociology. Sociological thought in the Indian society. Concept of caste and class, changing dimensions of caste and class in Indian society, changes in contemporary Indian society and culture, secularization, urbanization, modernization, and globalization. Concepts related to Indian social system, doctrine of karma, dharma, purusharth, and ashram system. Issues related to family and marriage, elderly people, and disabled in the present Indian society. Impact of cybercrime and social media on Indian society. Challenges and issues before Indian society: dowry, divorce, corruption, poverty, prostitution, unemployment, and drug addiction. Problems related to weaker sections of Indian society with special reference to Rajasthan: women, marginalized groups, Dalit, SC, ST, and their welfare schemes. Part B, Management. General management, concept of management, managerial skills and levels, management functions, MBO, decision making, process, techniques and models, organizational behavior, nature and scope, perception, motivation, concepts and theories, group dynamics and team building, organizational climate and culture, marketing management, concept and scope, marketing mix, product, pricing, promotion and physical distribution, service and digital marketing, human resource management, concept and scope, human resource planning, recruitment, selection, placement and training, performance appraisal system, modern trends in human resource management, strategic management, concept and scope, business environment and SWOT analysis, strategic formulation and implementation, strategic control and evaluation. Part C, Accounting and Auditing. Theory base of accounting, generally accepted accounting principles, gaps, and the accounting concepts, accounting standards, basic knowledge of accounting standards, financial statement of a company, techniques of analysis of financial statements, cash flow statement, basic knowledge of responsibility and social accounting, computerized accounting, features and software packages, basic knowledge of goods and services tax, meaning and objectives of auditing, audit program, basic knowledge of social performance and efficiency audit, elementary knowledge of government audit. Then comes paper number 2. Paper 2, General Knowledge and General Studies, Unit 1, Administrative Ethics. Ethics and Human Values. Lessons from lives and teachings of great leaders, reformers and administrators. Role of family, society and educational institutions in inculcating values. Ethical concepts, Rit and Rin, inspiration from Karamvad. Concept of duty, concept of good and virtue. Ethics in private and public relationships, philosophical basis of integrity, impartiality, and non partisanship, liberal society, transparency, media, and bureaucracy, ethics of Bhagavad Gita and its role in administration, Gandhian ethics, contribution of moral thinkers and philosophers from India and the world, ethical concerns, dilemmas, and challenges in administration, artificial intelligence versus conscience in administrative decision making, Basis of ethical decision making: social justice, humanitarian concerns, accountability in governance, instrumental rationality versus value rationality, non factual case studies on the above mentioned topics. Unit number 2: General Science and Technology. Chemistry in everyday life, atomic structure, metal, non-metal and metalloids, metallurgical principles and methods, important ores and alloys, acid, base and salts, concept of pH and buffers, important drugs, synthetic and natural, antioxidants, preservatives, insecticides, pesticides, fungicides, herbicides, fertilizers. Then we have binders and sweeteners, carbon and its compounds, and their domestic industrial applications, fuel, octane rating, radioactivity concepts and applications, green chemistry and its applications, physics in everyday life, motion, work, power and energy, gravitation, light and its properties, heat, static and current electricity, magnetism, electromagnetism, sound and electromagnetic waves, application of physics in medical diagnostics, nuclear fission and fusion, radiation safety. The cell, plant parts, their functions and uses, plant nutrition and growth regulators with special reference to agriculture and horticulture, sexual and asexual production, reproduction in plants, basics of human physiology, digestion, respiration, circulation, excretion, reproduction and nervous system, food and nutrition. Then we have immunity, diseases, public health initiatives, beneficial and harmful, microbes, fermentation, technology, biotechnology, genetic engineering, basic concepts and their application, ethical, legal, and social issues of genetically modified organisms, recent advances, vaccines, CRISPR, mRNA technology, artificial organs, basic computer science, networking, analog and digital telecommunication, frequency spectrum, mobile telephony, recent developments in information and communication technology, artificial intelligence and machine learning, big data, cloud and edge computing, Internet of Things, blockchain and digital currency, virtual and augmented reality, OTT platforms and social media. Contribution of Indian scientists in science and technology. Major Indian scientific institutions, scientific and technological advancements, robotics, nanotechnology, quantum computing, etc. Development of science and technology in India and Rajasthan. Government policies related to science and technology, Digital India initiatives, cyber security and data privacy. Space and defense technology. Indian space program, satellites and their applications, various launch vehicles, remote sensing, defense research and indigenous technologies, Indian missile program, drone technology, chemical and biological weapons. Unit 3: Earth Science, Geography and Geology. Part A: World. Interior of the Earth and geological timescale. Broad physical features: mountains, plateaus, plains, deserts, types and distribution. Earthquakes and volcanoes, types, distribution and their impact. Climate, insolation, atmospheric circulation, humidity and precipitation. Major environmental issues. Part B: India. Physiography of India, drainage pattern and important rivers, climate, monsoon, climatic characteristics, distribution of rainfall and climatic regions. Then we have natural resources, types and uses of water, natural vegetation, soil minerals and power resources. Population, growth, distribution and density, sex ratio, literacy, urban and rural population. Part C: Rajasthan. Physiography, important rivers and lakes, climatic characteristics and their classification, natural vegetation, wildlife and biodiversity, soil resources, agriculture, major crops, production and distribution, mineral resources, types, distribution and industrial uses, demographic characteristics, tribes, concept of UNESCO, geoparks and geoheritage sites, potential in Rajasthan, and tourism. Paper 3: General Knowledge and General Studies. Unit 1: Indian Polity, Governance, India and International Affairs and Current Affairs. Origin, structure and key principles of the Constitution of India. Constituent Assembly, influences, philosophical basis, fundamental rights, directive principles and fundamental duties. Basic structure doctrine, amendment process and major constitutional changes. Recent constitutional developments and judicial pronouncements. Constitutional morality and transformative constitutionalism. Institutional framework and governance mechanisms. President, Vice President, Prime Minister, Council of Ministers, and Parliament. Emerging trends in federalism in India. Supreme Court, High Court, Judicial Review, Judicial Activism, Virtual Court, E-Courts, and E-Committee. Dynamics of Indian polity. Contemporary shifts in India's democracy, marketed by evolving party systems, assertive regionalism, and collision realignments. Shift from identity based politics to issue driven and inclusive politics with increasing gender participation, socio political implications of artificial intelligence enabled mobilization, voting behavior, electoral reforms, and the functioning of elections in India. Contemporary evolving patterns in Indian politics. Internal security, threats, security forces and agencies, mandate, roles, and challenges in the internal security management. State policies and governance in Rajasthan. Patterns of political participation, leadership, and electoral behavior. Role of political parties and coalition politics in the state. Panchayati Raj and urban local self government, structure, issues, and challenges. New dynamics and challenges in Rajasthan's politics. Framing of public policy in Rajasthan, institutions, processes, stakeholders, and implementation bottlenecks. Major e governance initiatives, achievements, and challenges. Then we have India and international affairs. Post Cold War challenge, Post Cold War changes, USA's hegemony, multipolarity, global political economy, international terrorism, determinants and attributes of Indian foreign policy, India's relations with major powers and neighboring countries, Indian diaspora and cultural diplomacy, India's role in regional and global platforms, UN, WTO, EU, ASEAN, BRICS, G20, Quad, IU, I2U2, AUKUS, and Dakshin. India's leadership in climate and green diplomacy, COP summits, ISA mission, LIFE. Contemporary strategic initiatives in India's foreign policy, current affairs and issues, important contemporary events, issues, and prominent personalities, key public welfare schemes and government initiatives of Rajasthan, awards, major literary contributions, and key advancements in science and technology and ICT, sports policies, key institutions and significant sport events and achievements of India and Rajasthan, role of yoga in health, wellness, and stress management. And then comes Unit 2, Concepts, Issues, and Dynamics of Public Administration. Public administration, theories and principles. Public administration, meaning, nature, scope, and significance. Evolution of public administration as a discipline. Its role in developing and developed societies. New public administration, new public management, good governance, and new public service. Theories and approaches, scientific management, human relations, behavioral, structural, functional, ecological. Principles of organization, hierarchy, unity of command, span of control, delegation, centralization and decentralization, coordination, authority and responsibility, accountability, administrative behavior, leadership, communication, and morale. Then comes union government and administrative institutions. Administrative institutions like UPSC, Election Commission of India, basically it's CAG, Finance Commission, Lokpal, and Niti Aayog. Personnel administration, recruitment, training, promotion, neutrality, and anonymity in civil services, code of conduct, issues and administration, union state relations, minister civil servants relations, generalist specialists, administrative reform, social audit, control over administration, legislative, executive, and judicial. Then we have comparative public administration, features of administrative systems of USA, UK, France, and China. State and district administration, governor, chief minister, council of ministers, state secretariat, chief secretary, role of directorates, police administration, revenue board, state election commission, state human rights commission, lokayukta, district administration, district collector, law and order administration, revenue administration, development administration. Then comes unit number 3, behavior and law, part A, behavior, intelligence, cognitive intelligence, social and emotional intelligence, cultural intelligence, appreciative intelligence, and spiritual intelligence, their importance and inculcation at workplace, leadership profiles, theories, types and styles, their challenges and effectiveness at workplace, leaders of tomorrow, their opportunities and challenges, Communication at workplace, models and networks of communication and their effectiveness. uh, Barriers and distortions of communication, barriers होगा, barriers and distortions of communication, electronic and destructive communication, cyber slacking, cyber loafing, moonlighting, etc. Flourishing at work, virtues and strengths, RAISEC model, and person fit environment, burnout, stress and coping at workplace, occupational stress, sources and coping styles, personality and stress, gender issues at workplace. Part B, Law, contemporary legal issues, the Right to Information Act 2005, sections 1 to 20, the Information Technology Act 2000, section 1, section 2, definitions, communication device, computer, computer network, computer resource, computer system, cyber cafe, cyber security, data, digital signature, electronic record, electronic signature, information, private key, public key, section 65, 66, 66b to F, 67, 67a to C, and 71 to 78. Then we have intellectual property rights, concepts, types, and purpose. Crimes against women and children. Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005, sections 1 to 29 and 31. Sexual Harassment at Workplace, Prevention, Prohibition, and Redressal Act 2013, sections 1 to 9 and 11 to 20. The Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act 2012, sections 1 to 15. The Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizens Act 2007, sections 1 to 25. Important land laws in Rajasthan. Rajasthan Tenancy Act 1955. Section 1, Section 5, definition, agricultural year, agriculture, agriculturist, assistant collector, board, collector, commissioner, crops, and we have grove holder, grove land holding, ijara or theka, improvement, land, land cultivated personally, landholder, landless person, occupied land, pasture land, rent revenue, revenue appellate authority, revenue court, revenue officer, sayar, settlement, subdivisional officer, subtenant, tehsildar, tenant, trespasser, Nalbat sections 14 to 17a, 31 to 37, 38 to 54a, 206 to 232, 239 to 242. Then we have Rajasthan Land Revenue Act 1956, Section 1 to 2, Section 3, Interpretation, Land Record Officer, Municipality, Nazul Land, Panchayat Circle, Land Revenue Appellate Authority, Settlement Officer, Village, Sections 4 to 36, 40A, 74 to 87, 106 to 137, 142 to 183. The Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita to 2023. Section 1, Section 2, definition, child, code, document, gender, good faith, government, judge, person, public, public servant, valuable security. Sections 189 to 191, 194 to 197, 270 to 294 and to 296. The Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita 2023, Section 1, Section 2, definition, audio video electronic means, bail, bailable offence and non-bailable offence, bail bond, bond, charge, cognizable offence, complaint, electronic communication, inquiry, investigation, non-cognizable offence, subdivision, summons case, warrant case, sections 3 to A, B, 14 to 17, 41 to 43, 126 to 129, 148 and 149, 152, 163 to 167, 173, 174, 187, 194 to 196. Then we have the last paper, that is paper number 4, which includes General Hindi and General English. Unit 1, सामान्य हिंदी. सामान्य हिंदी, कुल अंक 90. इस प्रश्न पत्र का उद्देश्य अभ्यर्थी की भाषा विषयक क्षमता तथा उसके विचारों की सही, स्पष्ट एवं प्रभावपूर्ण अभिव्यक्ति की परख करना है. भाग अ, अंक 30. उपसर्ग व प्रत्यय, शब्दों में से उपसर्ग एवं प्रत्यय पृथक करना. समश्रुत भिन्नार्थक शब्द का वाक्यों में प्रयोग द्वारा अर्थ स्पष्ट करना. शब्द शुद्धि, वाक्य शुद्धि. मुहावरे, मुहावरे का प्रयोग से अर्थ स्पष्ट. कहावत, लोकोक्ति, प्रयोग से अर्थ स्पष्ट. पारिभाषिक शब्दावली, प्रशासन से संबंधित अंग्रेजी शब्दों के समानार्थक हिंदी पारिभाषिक शब्द। भाग बी, अंक 30, संक्षिप्तीकरण, गद्यावतरण का लगभग 1/3 शब्दों से संक्षिप्तीकरण, गद्यावतरण की शब्द सीमा लगभग 150 शब्द। पल्लवन, किसी सूक्ति, काव्य पंक्ति, प्रसिद्ध कथन आदि का भाव विस्तार, शब्द सीमा लगभग 100 शब्द। अनुवाद, दिए हुए अंग्रेजी अनुच्छेद का हिंदी में अनुवाद, शब्द सीमा लगभग 50 शब्द। भाग स, अंक 30, पत्र लेखन, सामान्य कार्यालय पत्र, कार्यालय आदेश, शासकीय पत्र, अनुस्मारक, प्रतिवेदन, रिपोर्ट। प्रारूप लेखन, अधिसूचना, निविदा सूचना, परिपत्र, प्रेस, विज्ञप्ति, कार्यालय विज्ञापन। Then we have Unit 2, General English, total marks 70. So हिंदी के total marks थे 90 and General English के total marks हैं 70. Part A, Grammar and Usage 20 marks. Preposition, the same word used as different part of speech. Phrasal verbs and idioms application. One word substitute application. Words often confused or misused application. Part B, comprehension, translation and précis writing 30 marks. Comprehension of an unseen passage 300 words approximately. 5 questions based on the passage and précis writing of the same passage approximately 100 words. Translation of 5 sentences from Hindi to English. Part C, composition and letter writing 20 marks. Elaboration of a given theme, any 1 out of 3, approximately 150 words. Writing, official letter, demi-official, official memorandum, report writing, approximately 150 words. Unit 3, essay, total marks 40. There will be 6 thematic areas in the essay part of the question paper. Candidates will have to write one essay of about 600 words in either Hindi or English language as per their choice. The essay topics will be based on the following 6 themes: language, literature and cultural heritage, society, governance and public affairs. You have to write one essay only out of any 6 topics. So it can be theme based. It can be a theme based on language, literature and cultural heritage, society, governance and public affairs. Then science, technology, environment and sustainable development, economy, agriculture, industry and commerce, current affairs, disasters and national development initiatives, or tourism, culture, contemporary issues with reference to Rajasthan. Candidates may be required to write an essay on a range of topics arising from these thematic areas. They are expected to maintain strict relevance to the assigned subject, organize their ideas in a coherent manner, and present with precision and brevity. Credit will be accorded for clarity of thought, coherence of structure, and effectiveness of expression. Dated Ajmer, January 9, 2026. So this is all about the mains examination syllabus of RAS. And one more thing that I would like to add, the scheme of the exam. So Rajasthan Public Service Commission Ajmer, scheme of the examination for Rajasthan State and Subordinate Services Combined Competitive Mains Examination. देखो पेपर 1 में there are 3 units in paper 1. So unit 1 में से तो 8 questions आएंगे. Okay, 8 questions जो होंगे they will be 5 markers. ठीक है, तो total हो गए 40 and 3 questions will be of 10 markers. That will be 30. So this unit 1 becomes of 70 marks. Unit 2 6 questions आएंगे 5 marks के, 3 questions 10 marks के. This becomes of 60 marks and 14 questions जो हैं they will be of 5 markers 70 marks. तो वर्ड लिमिट्स भी इनकी दी हुई है. जैसे जो 10 मार्कर्स हैं उनकी वर्ड लिमिट 150 वर्ड्स है, जो 5 मार्कर्स हैं उनकी वर्ड लिमिट 50 वर्ड्स है. ठीक है, इस तरह से. सो अगर हम वैसे मार्क्स वाइज देखें सो almost like this is 70, this is 30 and this is 70, right? So it makes 200. Then comes paper 2. इसमें यूनिट 1 में से 7 क्वेश्चंस विल बी ऑफ 5 मार्क्स, 3 क्वेश्चंस ऑफ 10 मार्क्स. यूनिट 2 में से 14 क्वेश्चंस ऑफ 5 मार्क्स. यूनिट 3 में से 7 क्वेश्चंस ऑफ 5 मार्क्स एंड 3 क्वेश्चंस ऑफ 10 मार्क्स. So basically there are 6 10 marker questions in I think all units. Then paper 3 में we have 11 questions of 5 marks, 3 questions of 10 marks. Unit 2 में 6 questions of 5 marks, 3 questions of 10 marks. And Unit 3 में 11 questions of 5 marks. Paper 4 में we have Unit 1 of 90 marks which is Hindi. Unit 2 which of 70 marks which is English. And Unit 3 is the essay which is 40. So it is 200 marks. The scheme of the examination is only for general guidance and information and assistance of candidates. The unit-wise distribution of marks and questions may vary. So that is it for the video. Thanks for watching.